All right, finally we're going to show you a rundown of our touring setup, so the car and the van, what we've done to it to make it suitable for the trip. Now this is a budget setup, so we just want to show you that you don't have to go out and buy a $200,000 tow vehicle and a $150,000 van. You can do this on a budget. You can buy second-hand equipment and you can make adjustments and make modifications to make things work. So our setup is a 2012 Ford Ranger 3.2 litre auto. It has now got 110,000 kilometres, but we bought it with 60,000 kilometres. But we actually bought this as our family full drive 5 years ago now. So I bought it second hand. We've done all the modifications to it ourselves, so it was just a tradie spec vehicle. So we've done, you know, wheels, tyres, suspension, everything. So we did that over the years as well. We didn't just all do it just for the trip. We've slowly been building this up over time. It's not the prettiest thing. It's not the, you know, strongest thing. Doesn't have a big V8, but it does the job for us, and we actually quite like it. All right, so I guess we'll start with some of the accessories and some of the modifications we've done to it. So we'll start around the front. Full bar. This is just a TJM chaser bar that we fitted. Now this is one of the last accessories that we fitted. We did this not long before the trip just because we needed one. We didn't have this before when we're just going around town. Now this is a lot cheaper than an ARB bar. It is lighter than an ARB bar, and we think a lot better looking than an ARB bar. So that's why we chose this one. We don't have a winch in there yet. It is winch compatible. It's got the recovery points built in, so it's actually a really good bit of kit. Light bar, I just had it lying around. I had it with some other stuff I got from 4Drive Supercenter, I think. So I chucked that on, does the job, it helps at night time. Sun face, that is an optional extra that we got put on the car. It's just because the car's never been in the shade. It's lived in the sun all its life. It's one of the things. It was actually not that bad until we hit the road, and it's been in baking sun basically for the last 10 months. So that's just, you get what you get. TJM AirTech snorkel. Now again, cheaper than your Safari snorkels, and in my opinion a lot better looking. It's sort of got that go about it that it's one of the new style stainless steel snorkels, but it's plastic, it was easy to fit, it's cheap. So that's why we chose that one. Wheels and tyres, cheap steel rings. I think these are called King's D-Lockers. Would I go steel rims again? Maybe not these ones. They're very heavy and they're quite hard to balance. So if you're thinking about steel rims, maybe think otherwise. But if I had my time again, I'd probably go a little bit extra and get some alloy rims. The tyres. This is a Nitto Terra Grappler. It's 285/75/16. We find these really good. We've had these on now for 40,000 kilometers. They've worn really well. They handle well in the wet, the dry, the sand, the mud, everything. We really like these. I'd definitely go these again. We've never had a flat tire, and that's our whole trip. Before the trip, Cape York, the whole works, never had a flat tire. So I definitely rate these tires. Towing mirrors. Now, we've had a couple different towing mirrors in the past. These are the Malenko mirrors. They're good. They're easy to put on and off. They don't fall off. We full drive with these on. We go in high winds. They don't. The only thing we do get is just a little bit of vibration. We didn't go the clear view mirrors because one, they're really expensive. Two, I think they look like shit. They look like big elephant ears coming off the side of your car, and I just wanted a little bit of flexibility in taking them on and off. So these are good enough. They're probably the best clip-on style mirror you're going to get, and they're sleek and they're easy. Roof rack. So Rhino roof racks, these are just a clamp-on style, but they are for this type of vehicle. This is just a 4-drive Supercenter steel rack. I've got some cheap eBay Max Tracks which have proved themselves in recent times. We've got a King's roof bag. Now this was an unknown. I did not know how this would fare. I thought that with a little bit of sun and rain it'd be leaking, there'd be all water in there. We have not had any dust, any water. It hasn't faded too bad. It was cheap. So compared to some of the other big brand ones, this is definitely a go. They've got a few different sizes. You know, this will last our trip, and that's all it needs to do. Roof racks on the Canopy. Now these came with the Canopy. They're actually designed, they've got the rail that suits the Canopy. Another good unit, they work. Solar. Now this is just a folding panel that I had, 250 watt folding panel I had to keep the car battery charged, or the second battery in the car charged while we weren't driving for a few days. I got sick of pulling it on and off, so I just mounted it to the roof racks, and now I just need to plug it in and it works. Canopy. So this is your Aeroclass canopy. We put this on because it has central locking built in. It was cheaper than the ARB accent option, and I think it's the best looking canopy for the vehicle. It does have a bit of a downside in that it's not high, where other canopies step up and you get a bigger window. This has a lower roof line, so you are a little bit limited in your height in there, and the side windows here are quite small, so you do struggle getting stuff in and out of there. But I do like it. No water gets in, dust gets in, but not through the canopy. It gets in through the tailgate of the car. We don't have a seal kit on that yet. Let's show you in the canopy. All right. Now again, this canopy's been on for the full time we've had the vehicle, so about 5 years. We've had a few different setups in it. So the first thing I realised with this style of canopy is once you've got stuff in there, so say you go do the shopping, you go put some stuff in there, it rolls right to the back. You can't get it. That helmet, I want to get that helmet, you can't reach, you can't get anything. If I want to get it to the side, you can't get it. Now, if I was to put a set of drawers in here, that would just exacerbate the problem. I'm not fixing anything, I still can't get whatever's at the back. So I ummed and ahed for a lot of time. I had a look what was on the market at the time, and there really wasn't anything that could solve that problem. So I've gone and built this slide tray. So it's a full cargo slide, and it basically pulls the whole cargo area of the ute out. So now I can reach everything in the car, everything at the back. We have used this, again, this has probably been in the vehicle for 4.5 years. It's the same setup, nothing's worn out, nothing's broken. It's really, really simple setup too. So I'm basically just using a little steel frame I welded up, some plywood on top, and some skateboard bearings that I'll show you. I'll do a close-up for you in a second. But very easy. I do have a little bit of trickery here with the locking mechanism, because it locks in and it locks out. So it's not going to run away on you, it's not going to roll out of the vehicle. But that's how easy it is. Now that'll roll just as easy whether it's completely full or completely empty. It works. Come around here and have a look in here. So these two side boxes, they're deceiving. There's actually a lot of stuff jammed into these side boxes. So I've got picnic rug, I've got some tools, I've got a lot of tools actually we've packed up. And give us a yell in the comments if you want to see what tools that we have brought with us, what we've needed and had to bring, or what we've brought and don't need. So all my tools are in here. So I've got electric drills, I've got sockets, spanners, and a bunch of other stuff as well. So bunch of stuff down this side, jerry can, I'll show you that in a tick as well. Dual battery, this is just an AGM battery with a DC-DC charger. Very simple setup. All it has to do is run the fridge. So there's no fancy $10,000 Canopy setups in here. This whole setup would probably be under 500 bucks, and it does the job. It does the job perfectly. There's no need for anything else, unless you want to run a coffee machine, which just don't. This is our little, we've got a picnic box in here, so stuff, grab and go little kit. It's got all your plastic plates, cutlery, you know, napkins, all that sort of stuff that you need. Just handy, going for a picnic. Now, see if you can scoot down there. I might just give you another look in a second though, but I've got chainsaw, I've got recovery gear, I've got more tools. Now, this is something as well that's very handy. So, a bit of a cargo net hung up in the underside of the canopy, and it's just got all the lightweight stuff. So it's got our shopping bags, it's got like towels and like spare you know, bits and pieces, like a spare jacket for the kids, a picnic blanket, all that sort of stuff. So that works, because before all that stuff was down here. So I've actually done that, you know, while being on the trip, and I found that works really well. One more thing is we wanted water when we're on the trip, you know. So we've got this little setup here, just a jerry can, pull it in, pull it out. But this is just a little rechargeable USB pump you can get off eBay, and we've just got water, drinking, whatever, wash your hands. Again, simple, very easy, nothing to go wrong. You know, keep it simple with these setups. You don't need stuff that takes up room. Everything in here can just be moved around as we need it. All right. I guess, again, just in the simplicity of my solar setup, I haven't drilled any more holes or whatever. This is just when I'm on the road, I tuck the cord in. Solar panel's not plugged in. Want to charge the panels, plug it in. It's easy, done. King's awning. You know, it is what it is. It works. No need for 270 degree, no need for anything fancy. We're not going and setting up for days from the vehicle. That's why I got a Caravan. So this works, beach days, picnics, works well, cheap. Probably only one other thing I'll show you is just in the back here. Now, it's messy. We live in the car. Don't worry about it, forget about it, okay? Now just up here, now you're probably just gonna have to go up in there yourself, but this is just a little storage, it's like a cargo barrier, I guess, for the back of a boot or something. Strung it up in here. The kids keep their hats, jumpers, all that sort of jazz. Oh look, an apple core. First aid kits, there's one just down in there. I think I've got another one in the back, and I've got another 2 in the van. Can't have enough first aid kits. We have one with us all the time. You never know what's going to happen. These cheap eBay bloody organizers, they help a bit. They don't solve the issue with junk. There's always junk, but they help. Seat covers, do yourself a favor, get some. These are neoprene seat covers. They're not the best ones you can get. These are just cheaper ones, but they do the job. We're not wrecking our car. there's gonna, if we didn't have seat covers on here, you'd throw away these seats when you got back from the trip. So hopefully under here, there's we can still sell this car at some point, or reuse it, you know, for another purpose than bloody have shit all in the back. All right, I think that's the car. If you have any questions, let us know. There's not too much to it. Again, it's a simple vehicle. We do like the Ford Ranger. If you have any questions about a Ford Ranger, it's a very popular vehicle. We like it because it's very common. So everyone knows about them. All the issues that they have with them, there's always a workaround. We've done some preventative maintenance to this as well. We keep it serviced every 7,500 kilometers. The transmission. Now, the transmission from Ford, they say it's sealed for life. Never need to service it. Now, that's just crap, because it's an automatic transmission. It's not this fancy technology that's just come in that all of a sudden you don't need to service the transmission. You need to service it. You can service it. You can do it at home. You can take it into a shop. Service the transmission every 60,000 kilometers. When I first serviced this, it was, I think, around 70,000 kilometers. The oil was black, should be red. It was burnt smelling. It had already cooked. Now, if I left out in there and then tried to do a trip, I probably wouldn't have a transmission at the moment. So service the transmissions. The next biggest thing, and probably the reason why that oil was black, is you've got to keep the oil cool. So we've got an aftermarket wholesale automatic transmission cooler on the front of the grill there, hooked up to the transmission, keeps all the transmission fluid nice and cool, and makes our life a lot easier. Transmission now works well, doesn't get hot, and I've checked the transmission fluid just the other day after another, say, 50,000 kilometers, most of it towing a Caravan. Still looks really nice, so it's obviously working. All right, oh, suspension. Haven't shown you the suspension. Now, this kit I've got in here is, now before we left, I bought a second-hand Fox 2.0 suspension kit. Now that came with front and rear shocks, the springs. It had some upgraded 350 constant load springs in the rear, and it had aftermarket upper control arms. Now the upper control arms just give you a little bit of better angle. It fixes the angle from a higher lift, and it also allows for more droop when you're full driving, so your wheels will drop down into those holes. Now, in hindsight, I don't know if I'd buy a second-hand set. Again, I know I got a lot of the components cheaper, but because I bought that suspension before we even decided to go traveling, before, when we were just towing a camper trailer instead of a Caravan, so the rear leaves, I had to upgrade those anyway because they weren't suited to take the ball weight of the Caravan. The front springs, I've had to upgrade the front springs as well, because again, they were fine for a stock Ranger. As soon as you start loading them up with a bit of weight, you need to upgrade the spring rate in the coils on the front. The upper control arms are great, they're fine. I have had since as well, because I don't know what life these shocks did before we had them. Apparently they only had done 10,000 kilometers. I've learnt now that they'd probably done a lot more than that, or had a very hard life. They are rebuildable shocks, these Fox ones. So I took them to the shop, went to get them rebuilt. The rears were fine, got them rebuilt quite cheap. Fronts, they were a throwaway. They were worn out. They had some sort of impact on them at some point, and they weren't reusable. So I had to basically get a whole new set of front struts, which wasn't a cheap exercise. Probably would have been better off getting all new from the beginning, but these are the lessons you learn. And now though, I really do rate the Fox 2.0 suspension. If you keep it maintained, probably get it rebuilt every 80,000 kilometers, which rebuild is not that expensive. I think it was about $150 per corner. So do that every 80,000 kilometers. They ride very, very well. Like riding on a cloud, they absorb the bumps it's almost as if the faster you go, the better they work as well. So definitely rate them. They are worth the money. Don't buy secondhand, okay? But that's it, that's the car. I don't think there's anything under the bonnet I really need to show you. It's all pretty standard. In the front, it's all pretty standard. You don't need anything real fancy. It gets us around, it does the job towing the van. The van is 3 tonne. That's probably the limit I would want to do with the Ranger. If you get into the areas of trying to tow 3.5 tonne, for one, you're over GCM, so you need a GVM and GCM upgrade. But I just don't think it has the power. I don't think it has the weight behind it to handle much more than 3 tonne anyway. So 3 tonne, fully loaded, the van, fine. Fine for anything lower than that. But if you want to tow 3.5 tonne, you're going to have to go something bigger and spend a lot more money. So that's another thing when you're looking at caravans. Try and match a caravan and a tow vehicle together when you're buying a caravan. You either already have the tow vehicle, buy a caravan to match, or you already have the caravan, buy a tow vehicle to match. Does that make sense, or did I say that wrong the wrong way?
No, it makes sense.
Okay, all right. All right, that's it for the car. Let's show you the van.
All right.